Hi friends, I am going to read you a book today, and it's called The Emperor's Egg by Martin Jenkins and illustrated by Jane Chapman. Oh, there's a little foreword. There are 17 kinds of penguins, but the emperor is the only one that breeds in Antarctica in midwinter. The adults arrive at their breeding areas, often more than 100 miles from the open sea, in late autumn. A few weeks later, the female lays her single egg and returns to the sea, leaving the male to keep the egg warm until it hatches a couple of months later. At first, the male and female take turns caring for the chick, but soon it's big enough to be left while both parents go fishing for its food in the sea. By the time it's 4 months old, the young penguin's coat of down has been replaced by adult feathers. It now also sets off for the sea, where it has to start taking care of itself. The Emperor's Egg. Down at the very bottom of the world, there's a huge island that's almost completely covered in snow and ice. It's called Antarctica, and it's the coldest, windiest place on Earth. There, it shows it right there. The weather's bad enough there in the summer, but in the winter it's really terrible. It's hard to imagine anyone actually living there. But wait, what's that shape over there? It can't be. Yes! It's a penguin. It's not just any old penguin either. It's a male emperor penguin, the biggest penguin in the world, and he's doing a very important job. He's taking care of his egg. Male emperor penguins are about 4 feet tall, and the females are a little smaller. He didn't lay it himself, of course. His mate did that a few weeks ago. But very soon afterward, she turned around and waddled off to sea. That's where female emperor penguins spend most of the winter, swimming about, getting as fat as they can, eating as much as they can, and generally having a very nice time, as far as you can tell. Emperor penguins eat mainly fish, squid, and tiny shrimp-like animals called krill. Which leaves the father penguin, am I in the right place? Yes. No. Yes. Which leaves the father penguin stuck on the ice with his egg. Now, the most important thing about egg sitting is to stop your egg from getting cold. Inside an egg, a penguin chick is starting to grow. If the egg gets cold, the chick will die. See that egg in there? That means it has to be kept off the ice and out of the wind. And what a better way to do that than to rest it on your feet and tuck it right up under your tummy, which is just what the father penguin does. That's how he'll stay for a whole 2 months until his egg is ready to hatch. Can you imagine it? Standing around in the freezing cold with an egg on your feet for 2 whole months. Female emperor penguins lay 1 egg in May or June, which is the beginning of winter in Antarctica. So their seasons are the opposite of our seasons because they're in a different hemisphere. What's more, there's nothing for the father penguin to eat on land. So that means 2 whole months with an egg on your feet and no dinner. I don't know about you. And because he's egg sitting, he can't go off to the sea to feed. Oh, I'm reading this wrong. Now they want us to read it all the way across. That wasn't making any sense. Okay, I'll try it again. What's more, there's nothing for the father penguin to eat on land. And that's because he's egg sitting. He can't go off to the sea to feed. So that means 2 whole months with an egg on your feet and no dinner, or breakfast, or lunch, or snacks. I don't know about you, but I would be very, very miserable. I don't think I would like that either, but you do what you can for your egg. Luckily, the penguins don't seem to mind too much. They have thick feathers and lots of fat under their skin to help keep them warm. And when it gets really cold and windy, they all snuggle up together and shuffle over the ice into a great big huddle. You can see them doing that. Most of the time, the huddle trundles along very, very slowly. But sometimes, when the penguins get into a particularly slippery slope, ... they slide down it on their tummies, pushing themselves along with their flippers, always remembering to take care of their egg and trying hard not to bump each other. Okay, now that looks really complicated, how they would keep the egg from getting cold while they do this and keep it on their feet. Even though the males keep the egg tucked up tight under their tummies when they slide, it sometimes rolls out and breaks. Oh, that's sad. And that's how the father penguin spends the winter, until one day he hears a chip, chip, chip. His egg is starting to hatch. It takes a day or two, but finally the egg cracks wide open, and out pops a penguin chick. Now the father penguin has 2 jobs to do. He has to keep the chick warm, and he has to feed it. The chick is only about 6 inches tall at first, and much too small to keep warm by itself. So 6 inches is about this big. That would be super cute to see, a little 6-inch penguin chick. So it says, and he has to feed it. But on what? The chick is too small to be taken off to the sea to catch food, and it cannot be left behind on the ice. Well, deep down in the father penguin's throat, there is a pouch where he makes something a little like milk, and that's what he feeds to his hungry chick. The father penguin can make only enough of the milky stuff to feed his chick for a couple of weeks, but as he's about to run out, a dot appears on the horizon. It gets closer and closer, and yes! It's Mom! She starts trumpeting, hello! And the father penguin starts trumpeting, hello! And the chick whistles. The racket goes on for hours, and it really does sound as if they are extremely pleased to see each other. Every adult penguin has its own special call, like a fingerprint. Chicks have their own special whistle, too. As soon as things have calmed down, the mother penguin is sick, right into her chick's mouth. Yuck, you may think. Yum, thinks the chick, and he gobbles it all down. It's the mother's turn to take care of the chick now, while the father sets off to sea for a well-earned meal of his own. About time, too. All right, I want to do a little commentary on that. The mother penguin is sick right into her chick's mouth. Well, I don't think the mother penguin is sick. When we're sick and we throw up, it's because we've had something bad in our stomach, and our stomach is trying to get rid of it, and that's being sick. The mother penguin has the ability to bring food back up to feed her baby, and that's the way her body is made in order for her chick to survive. So I don't think so. I don't think that's how we should look at it. My opinion. Okay. And that is the end. Voila. I hope you enjoyed this book. I did. Talk to you soon.